What is going on, Rockstar? How are you? How are you? How are you? Happy Monday evening. And in this episode of Get Your Mind Right, we are going to talk about 5 ways to build a solid relationship. 5 ways to build a solid relationship. Okay. And this is both in life and in business, because who you are in life is who you are in business. I felt like I was like super loud right there when I have both of them in on my earpieces. So let's get into it. All right. So I hope you had a wonderful Monday. I know I am having a blast. So let's jump into this. I'm laughing because this is part where I normally introduce myself. But since I am going through a pivot point right now, I'm just going to introduce myself and say I'm Coz. And this is Get Your Mind Right with Coz. So let's get into it. So when I started thinking about relationships and how they work and how much effort we put into relationships, it really got me thinking about the relationships that we have within our business, right? I mean, just really think about it. When we are building businesses, we are really also building relationships with our clients and customers, our team members. You know what I'm saying? That is a huge component of that. And when I started looking for a business, I was, of course, looking for revenue. But a lot of other things became bonuses while in that process, which was huge. And it was actually, I was talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about that, and I was like, you know what? That's actually really good. So, all right. So, number one is know what you want out of the relationship that you're building. And that, again, that relates in personal and professional. You have to know what you want out of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I mean, when can you date? You can. You can date your you can date your customers, not in that way, which you know what I mean. You can know what you want out of the relationship. Of course, in business, you want money, and in other relationships, you may want the friendship, you may want, the companionship. It's a lot of different things. So you have to know what you want out of it before you go into it. Okay, so that's number one, know what you want out of it. Number two, don't be afraid to get personal. Okay, PT time. And I'm not talking about physical therapy. I am talking about personal time with your team. I'm talking about personal time with your customer, your clients, especially when you are an entrepreneur. You need that. You need to find someone, a coach, that is going to help you through that process of getting to know them. We people spend so much time following influencers and seeing what they're doing and doing this and doing that, when you have to really ask yourself, it makes me think about the Cupcake Phase. with the influencer, because you think about Cupcake Phase, ooh, you see him, and then it's like, okay, and then everything they say is like golden, and it's like, um it's a big thing. So the Cupcake Phase, so you're in love with them, everything they say is right, they can do no wrong, and this is that other Cupcake Phase. And then once you start, if you have a chance to work with them, or if you have a chance to like do a meet and greet, and maybe they're not all cracked up what you expected them to be, and therefore the Cupcake Phase is over, and it's like you're on to the next influencer. it it's a cycle. So I would say, make sure when you're looking for relationships, make sure you get that personal time. Okay, because that's huge when you are in business and in life. Okay, so make sure that's what you're looking for, the personal time. Get that. And when you have that, share your thoughts. Get on a Zoom, schedule a call, share your thoughts, share your ideas, share some personal experiences so you can, and actually, I meant to flip that. So I jumped ahead of myself. So let's go back. So number 2 is actually when you're networking with people and you're looking for people, when you're looking for teammates, when you're looking for maybe someone who is a coach, who is a influencer, you want to make sure that you understand who you are and what you want out of that relationship. And you also want to make sure you're just not using people for what they're worth and then moving on to the next one, because that's not cool either. Okay, that's not what real business women do. Okay, it's about making a real authentic connection. Okay, so then once you do that and you've identified the person that you want to rock with, and that's when you can go into that PT time, which is not physical therapy, it's personal time. And you can, schedule a call, share your thoughts, share your ideas, share some experience, just to make sure that you have a good connection with that person. Because what they project out into social media, business media, may not be the real them. I mean, think about that. That's something that you have to think about too. Okay. So make sure you're just not using people for what they worth and then moving on. That's not cool. Don't do that. That's not what real business women do. Okay. And then, okay, so now networking with people was number 2. Number 3 was get personal. Number 4 is you want to make sure that they line up with your MVPs, your morals, values, and principles. Now, a lot of people may not even know what that is. Let's be clear. You have a certain code, and I think about this so much, and I laugh at this so much, because a few years ago, my mom was moving, and she stayed in a little apartment, and it was funny. It was like her and it was like maybe 3 people. Everybody else had moved out, and she was still looking for a place. So this is around the time where people were taking like copper off things and selling it and trying to get money and doing this and that. So basically, my husband and my boys, they were down there, helping her move. And, my husband, told the group of guys, he was like, I don't, as long as you don't come over here messing with her, I'm cool. I'm cool, And the guy was like, he was, they were going through just taking copper out of stuff, out of the apartments and everything, out of the basement. It was just real funny. And the guy was like, He was like, that's fair. It's honor amongst thieves. It's honor amongst thieves. And I was like, for real? Like, really? It's honor amongst thieves? I mean, you, even thieves, quote unquote, have a code. So have something that they live by. So why wouldn't you? So that's what your MVPs are, morals, values, and principles. And I always think about that because he was like, oh, it's honor amongst thieves over here. It's honor amongst thieves. And I just thought that was the funniest crap ever. And I was like, that's hardcore. You a thief and you like, it's honor. I got honor. I'm cool. I got honor. So why wouldn't you have honor? Like that was every time I think about morals, values, and principles, I always go back to that story. It was fun. And they never mess with my mom. They never did it. So I mean he kept his word. I'm not mad at him. He kept his word. It was the funniest thing ever, but he kept his word. And then number 5 is respect. You want to make sure that you have respect for who you are in business with. And when you have that respect, now, notice how these are building on top of each other. Because number 1, you have to know what you want out of the relationship. You have to network with the people. And then once you network and you find somebody that maybe you can rock with, then you schedule that call to have that, to share those experiences, to share that time, to make sure that you are a good fit. And then you make sure they line up with their MVPs. And then the last one is respect. Because if you do decide to go into business with them, it has to be a mutual respect. Because if it's not, either they gonna run over you or you gonna run over them. So I mean, it's like you're building a you're you're building a business, but you're also building a relationship within that business. And that is huge. And you always want to make sure that you are definitely rocking with the right people to help you grow and build your business the right way and your life. Because really, when you're building a business, you're actually building the life that goes along with that. So I'm just saying, just want to put that out. And it's a good thing because it's hard nowadays. Everyone is looking for something to hold on to, and they want to make sure that you are real, like for real, like you were like, I can, touch you, you know what I'm saying. But like you're coming from a good place, and it's not that you're just using people for what they're worth and just tossing them away, and then you're on to the next one because ooh, that looked good over there. Ooh, that looked good. No. And especially if they have a good grasp on their morals, values, and principles, that's huge. So huge. So let's go back through it. So number 1, know what you want out of the relationship. Number 2, make sure when you network, you're networking with people. It's all about making connections. And once you've made a few connections, make sure you get that PT time, which is personal time, not physical therapy. And then number 4 is make sure they line up with your morals, values, and principles. And number 5, make sure you have respect. And my coach says, you teach people how to meet you. Or I'm sorry, let me make sure I get that right. You teach people how to treat you when they meet you. I know it's a little bit off, a little bit weird, but I'm gonna post it in the comments below so y'all know what I'm talking about. But let me know some ways that you maybe build a relationship. Put it in the comments below, and I will chat at you later, Rockstar. Ciao.